As Nigeria counts down to the general elections slated for March the 28th and April the 11th, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has included 19 military generals and 42 other senior officers from the armed forces in its 428-man Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security. A political lecturer, Kayode Eesuola, joins us in the studio to discuss this development. Thank you for your time on the news. Now, with the revelation of an alleged Ekiti rigging tape still out there, and of course detailing the purported role of the Nigerian military in rigging elections in the governorship election in Ekiti State last year, isn't INEC boxing itself by including these military officials in its consultative committee?
Well, I practically don't think so, because something happened in Ekiti, and that thing is still under investigation, does not throw the whole military into the garden of mess. You have to take the whole issue holistically. You read the pulse, the temperament of the Nigerian political environment ever since this election has become a public issue. You have on the part of the incumbent government that is not sensitive to the yearnings and aspirations of the people, irrespective of whatever positive thing it has done. The people had series of complaints and nobody responded to them. That created what I call opposition rascality on behalf of the opposition party. I mean, because of that insensitive government, you have an opposition that doesn't just want to see anything positive at all about the ruling government, as if it's a personal enmity. That I call opposition rascality. So while the incumbent and the opposition keep fighting each other, everybody turns eyes away from the umpire, which is the INEC, which is supposed to give us whatever platform we need, either for change or for better government. And so INEC began to have field days, wasting time, ignoring certain things that it was supposed to do, while coming to the public, displaying arrogance as if all was well. Just imagine if Nigerians had gone ahead to have election in February, wouldn't have been cases? So I call that institutional arrogance.
So how is it justified now, including this?
So all I'm saying is that because of this cluster of issues, INEC, headed by a professor of political science, must have read the handwriting on the wall and then concluded that without the use of military, there will be a series of violence everywhere during the election. So I think it's more of security strategy than any other thing. All
right, now you're saying it's a form of security strategy to bring about peaceful elections. Looking at it constitutionally, there is no provision for the involvement of the military in Nigerian elections, no matter what. And then the military was used in the Ekiti election, gubernatorial election. Now you're saying that it's a matter of strategy, but do you think it's right following the rule of law now?
Well, following the rule of law, I'm not a lawyer, the court will interpret that, but we've always been using the military. Apart from that, when you have the kind of political environment we have in Nigeria today, threatening violence, insecurity, and all sorts of things come up. The fact that political parties sit down to sign with the police on non-violence agreement or whatever you call it is equally unconstitutional, but it is inevitable given the circumstance. So I'm not saying the use of the military is constitutional, but given the circumstance as it is now, I mean, how do you go to Maiduguri, to Borno to conduct election without soldiers behind you? How do you guarantee your security? We have to face the reality on ground. Constitution is made for the people, but there are situations that will keep constitution aside and put safety, or what we may want to call situation of necessity.
So are you saying the Nigerian police now isn't capable of providing security during the polls, that the military has to be used as well?
I have no statistic to say that Nigerian police...
Don't you have confidence in the Nigerian
police? The policemen in Nigeria are not capable, but I think we need to support the police effort with the use of the military, given the political temperament that we have now.
All right, Kayode Eesuola, political lecturer, thank you for your analysis on the inclusion of generals, military generals and other the likes by the INEC Commission in Nigeria in the consultative committee of its organization. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir.